Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome back. This is a new series that I'm doing. I'm doing like a video blog and I'm going to talk about different topics each time. And this one is about inspiration. Where do you find your art and creativity inspiration from? So one of the reasons I'm doing this series, Let's Chat, I want to just share what I've learned over the years. I want to share my perspectives on things because I do get comments and emails and I can't always fully kind of respond to those. So that's why I'd like to do this series, because I feel like I owe it to you to share as much as I can with you. So I want to talk about inspiration. So as you can see, this is my art studio. I'm here today. And these paintings were created because I had different types of inspiration when I'm going through that creation process. And we get inspiration from many different things, many different people. One of my main inspirers are actually natural places on the earth, nature. I love nature, and if you followed me for a while or you know me, then you know I love to go walking in nature. I take nature as a colour palette to use in my creations as well, and I also find nature to be that kind of therapeutic, soothing place that I can go to and kind of connect and reconnect with the earth. Now, that might just sound a little bit out there, but believe me, if you're looking for some inspiration, if you live near a park or you can go for a little walk in nature, then do it, go, because it will really open up your mind. It will kind of take those stresses away from you. And I know as artists and humans, we beat ourselves up all the time because we don't think we're good enough. We get that creative block and we're like, oh, why am I doing this? How can I overcome these barriers? But really, if you go out into nature and enjoy the peace, enjoy the stillness, and just really kind of tune into your senses. So what I would say is, for me, my inspiration, I go into nature, I really kind of just be in that present moment. I look at all the colours around me, I look at the textures that are around me, I look at all the different shapes that are around me. And nature can provide that naturally. You know, there are so many shapes within nature. If you go into a garden or you go for a little walk, just look at the shapes that are around, look at the textures, look at the colours. Take in those smells, have a really good kind of look around you and tune into those senses. I promise you, nature is a huge healing influence, but it's also a great inspiration when it comes to your art and your creativity. So it's not just about nature, of course. I think when you're thinking about where to find inspiration from for your art and your creativity, you should sometimes just look in the mirror. Look at the experience that you've had. Look at the lessons you've learned in life. I think sometimes if you focus on that emotion side or that storytelling side, that will really help trigger that inspiration for you. Whether it's a particular technique that you want to do, or a message that you want to convey, or a story that you want to tell. So have a look at yourself, kind of think of the experience that you've had. I know for me as an artist and, you know, generally a human being in life, we've had lots of ups and downs. I'm 45 now and I've had some fantastic times, some sad times, but they're all life experiences, and those kind of stories and those kind of scenarios, when you reflect on them, can really help trigger something and kind of ignite a flame in you when it comes to your art and your creativity. So don't necessarily look too far. Look within yourself. Think about the stories that you've shared with people. Think about those experiences. And when you think about those, it might trigger an emotion. It might trigger a memory. And that's what's going to really help you when it comes to your art and your creativity. And of course, I, like anybody, love a YouTube video, and I go to many artists. I watch lots of artists online, some very well-known artists, some people that are new and just kind of finding themselves as artists, and I watch all different methods and techniques and colour palettes, and it's watching videos that can also help you kind of de-stress, decompress from your day, enjoy the visuals that you're seeing on your screen, and learn from other people. I think it's really, really valuable to share what you learn, because that's what I'd like to do, and that's what I hope that I do in my tutorial videos on my YouTube channel. But it's also about looking at how other people learn as well. Believe me, when you watch other people, you can really learn a lot. They might layer paints in a different way to you, or they might swipe differently, or they might use a tool that you've never thought of before and you think, hang on a minute, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to do that myself and explore what I can do. And you're not then only evolving as an artist and as a person, but you're kind of triggering that creativity, and you're finding that inspiration from somebody else. And that's really valuable, because we don't know at the end of the day who we inspire. Of course, people do write comments, drop comments in boxes, let me know that they appreciate the work that I'm doing, and that is always great. I'm indebted to those people, because that's the support that you enjoy. And I always try and comment on people's videos, but I also do kind of some mentoring. I mentor quite a few people offline. It's not necessarily a secret, but it's a personal thing. We don't make that public. And, you might want to find yourself a mentor. So find somebody that you can have that drop-in session with, in terms of, let's just chat for 10 minutes and share ideas. Let's see where that conversation goes. So that is a really key thing. So I watch videos, and it's that connection with people as well. And when I'm thinking about colour palettes, of course, I touch upon nature. In fact, let me have we're having a chat, aren't we? We're having a drink. So I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. Coffee is always good for me. First thing in the morning. I love my first coffee of the day. Yeah, so when I'm looking at colour palettes specifically, of course there's nature. We love nature. But just walk around your local shopping mall, or where you go shopping, and have a look at the storefronts. Look at logos from shops that do window displays. Have a look how they've arranged those and the colours that they're using. And also look at people's fashion. Not me, because I just wear black. I wear black t-shirts all the time. But look at how people dress. The colour coordination that they use. I often look at somebody just walking down the street, and I think that would work really well on a painting. I'm going to use that as a colour palette. So you'll find inspiration everywhere. But I think it's about just being open and being mindful about your environment. So the environment around you will really provide that inspiration. So just to recap, finding art and creativity inspiration can take many forms, including, for me, nature, the connectivity with people. That's a really, really important one for me. Life experience. We've got experience. We have learned through many, many, many lessons, I'm sure. I never say anything's a failure. I think when you've watched me paint, I always say, it's not a failure, don't say you're failing or anything like that. It's, look at the piece, you're learning so much. So it's about also kind of reflecting on those lessons learnt. Videos, of course. I love watching videos and learning from other people. And also, as I've said, looking at those messages and that storytelling, because when you think about memories or stories that you've lived and you're telling people, they can trigger emotions. So emotions are a huge part of that, finding that inspiration. So I really hope that's been helpful. That's how I kind of overcome a creative block. So if you do get a creative block, just remember, don't put that pressure on yourself to always paint. If you've got a creative block, maybe that's a natural way to say, slow down, take a break, and just take some time for you. So if you get that creative block, remember, go back to maybe a technique that you love, that you did first of all. Pick a colour palette that really speaks to you. Go outside in nature and just enjoy that environment that's around you. Watch some videos, kind of take from what people are kind of portraying themselves. See if you can learn something new. Maybe you've hit that block because you really want to start something new, because you feel like you've become a little bit stale. So it's about finding that inspiration within yourself to go outside your comfort zone, push those boundaries and try something new. I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. I hope today's episode has really helped you in this kind of Let's Chat series. And if there's any scenarios, any topics that you want me to talk about with you, then drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Good and bad, it's all good. So thank you for being with me today and have a great week ahead. See you soon. Bye.